Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to create this very simple stop motion animation on Google Slides. So let me just flip through it. Right now I'm pressing my down arrow key to go through every single slide of this particular stop motion animation. The faster I press it, the faster the animation will be. So that's basically it. So let me go to my Google slide here. One thing to note is that every second our target is that we need to have 12 slides or frames for every second. Okay, so that's our target. So let me just delete this particular these boxes. Okay, so I just highlight the two boxes and I press delete. So what I want to do next is I want to change the color of this particular slide to a light blue. And how I did that is that I just right click on the slide and choose change background. And color, I click that and choose color blue. Now I'm done. So I'm just gonna double click or right click on my slide here on the left hand side, right click and choose duplicate, and I'm gonna do that 3 or 4 times. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm just gonna duplicate one more time, and in the 5th slide I want to draw a cloud. I want to click on insert menu and choose shape, and then find a shape that looks like a cloud, which in this case this one. I want to click and drag somewhere there. Okay, and I'm quite happy with that color. If I want to change the color of that particular cloud, I just want to click on fill color and choose the color that I want. And if I want to, I could also change the color of the line. So right now the line is this color. So the next thing that I would do is I would create the sun. So I click insert menu again, choose shape, and then click shapes, and then choose the sun. I'll put the sun somewhere here. Now another thing that you want to consider is that when you're creating these shapes, you don't want to create a shape that is squeezed or squashed. So what we want to do whenever we're creating shapes is we want to sometimes press shift, and what that will do is that it will constrain the proportion of the shape to both equal. The width and the height will be equal. So and then if we want to resize the shape, we can choose any of these anchors. Okay, if we want to resize it lengthwise, we just choose that. But again, we don't want that kind of sun which is not proportion to its width and length. So I want to undo it, pressing the undo button. When I want to resize, this is handy to press or to use these corner handles here or anchors to resize it. And whenever we do that, we need to use also, or we need to press the shift key so that it will constrain the size of the shape. So I want to change this color to yellow, so I click on fill color and choose yellow. I don't like that yellow. Okay, I think that's okay. So after we've done that, we want to move our cloud to towards the sun. So first I want to right click on there, duplicate, and I want to click on my cloud and then use my arrow keys on my keyboard and move it to the right, and then duplicate that again and click on my cloud, move it twice to the right, duplicate. Okay, you will have to do this a lot of times until you get towards closer to the sun. Okay, duplicate. So this is why we call it stop motion animation or stop frame animation, because we're dealing with a change in every frame or a change in every slide. So if you go back to some of your slides and press down, you would notice that the cloud is moving towards the sun. Almost there. Okay, so we have encountered a little bit of a problem because our sun right now is on top of our cloud. So if you would notice this, if you click on your cloud and you move it, it's behind the sun. That's not what we want. What we want is for the cloud to be covering the sun. And how we will solve this is we need to right click on our cloud and then choose order and bring to front, and you will now see that your cloud is on top of your sun. So you can now continue to duplicate your slide and move the clouds. Last one. So now that we've covered our sun, the next thing that we want to do is to change, for some of the slides here, we need to change the color of our cloud so that it feels like it's a little bit stormy or it's going to rain. So I'm gonna choose maybe 16 and click on my cloud. I'm gonna change the color of my cloud, choosing fill color and make it a little bit darker. Okay, maybe the next slide as well. Okay, so from 15, 16, see that, and then it will go back. Now I'm just randomly choosing the slides here. They don't have to be exactly the same slide. It can be a different slide. So what I want it to appear to look like is that it's changing in color, like it's going to produce some kind of lightning. Okay. Okay. Something like that. And then maybe I'm going to create a lightning. So I'm just going to insert. Let's go over to the 28th slide, yes, 27, insert, and then choose shape, and then choose lightning. So I'm just gonna draw a lightning here. Now the lightning, I want my lightning to be a different color. So I'm gonna click on fill color and then choose a little bit darker. Yeah, maybe this color. Now you can choose whatever color you like. Now it's facing the other way. I want it facing, or I want to flip it the other way. So what I'll do is I'd right click on my shape and choose rotate and then flip horizontally. Now it's on top of my cloud. I want it to be behind my cloud so that it looks like it's coming from the cloud, not just outside of the cloud. So I want to right click and choose order and then choose send to back. And then I'll reposition it there. Okay, I can copy that, and then I'll paste it on the next slide, and I want to move it back to be behind the cloud, so it kind of looks like. Okay, and I want to move it a little bit too. Okay, so that it's, and then I want to move it down. Okay, now it's growing, and then I want to copy that, and then on my next slide I want to paste it, and then right click, choose send to back. I want to move it a little bit and then move it downwards a little bit more, so that if I run it, slide 27, okay, it looks like it's, yeah, the lightning is going down. Okay, and what else I can do is that I can right click on this slide and I choose duplicate, and it will copy everything, and then I can make it a little bit shorter, and then maybe change the color of the cloud. Sorry, this one, full color. Yeah. Then I'll choose a different color of the cloud here too. So right now I'm just playing around with different colors, so it does that. Okay, now I could also change the color of my lightning to be a little bit lighter. Okay, I can then duplicate this, okay, and change the color. Duplicate that again, change the color of my lightning, change the color of my cloud. So right now I'm just playing around with the different colors. Okay, so like that. So basically this is the idea of how I created the this particular stop motion animation. Obviously I have more slides on the other presentation, but this is the idea. Now, in the very beginning, I had some text. How I did that is that I just added a few more slides and created some text by choosing insert and then adding a word art. Okay, here I will write the word the, and then I will resize this particular object by choosing this particular handle here and then pressing shift on my keyboard and dragging that so that it becomes a little bit small. And then I'll click insert again, choose word art, and then I will write here the storm. Press enter, then I will have the word storm there. Put that somewhere here, align it to the left. Okay, so and then what I'll do is that I'll select the two objects and I'll change the color of these objects to something brighter. I'll remove the line as well by choosing line color and then choose transparent. Okay, so it starts out like that. I'll duplicate this, duplicate. Okay, I'll have two of that and then duplicate it one more time, and I'll select the two objects. I'll create a line, okay, and then I'll change the fill color a little bit so that it's a little bit darker. I'll duplicate that, I'll duplicate that one more time and then select it. I want the animation to be like from light it becomes darker, the text becomes darker. So I'll duplicate that again, I highlight it, and then make the fill color a little bit darker. Duplicate that, highlight the two objects, and then make it a little bit darker. Okay, it's very important that you don't move these two objects so that they appear nicely when you animate them. So I highlight that again, choose darker color, and then now that I have a much darker text, I want to duplicate that a few times because I want that to stay a little longer on my screen. So again, a while ago I said we want to have at least 12 frames for every second. So right now, from here to there, I have my first sign of text, and then in 1 second I have, you know, this particular slide, and then in 1.5 seconds I have, sorry, not 1.5 seconds, but around 1.25 seconds or something like that, I have the word the storm on my screen, and then I'll just I'll just duplicate one more time, two more times, and then I'm going to duplicate and then delete that, and then duplicate two blank slides so that I'm preparing the viewers to see the next scene. Okay, so I have that idea. If we flip through it, they will see something like this. If you notice this, the storm becomes darker for each frame. Okay, and it'll stay there for a few milliseconds until the clouds will animate. Okay. So if you want something to stay a little longer on the screen, you need to duplicate it a few times. Okay. So that's the basic idea. The original animation that I have here is showing you the same sort of idea. Okay. And after the lightning, I have the text again show up. It's the same process as I've created the text. Okay. I think the last thing that I want to show you is that you can actually change multiple background. The color of the background you can change for multiple slides. So say for example I want this particular slide and this particular slide to have the same color. What I'll do is I click the slide and then press shift on my keyboard and choose 2 or 3 slides after the first one, and it will select 3 slides, and then right click on any of those slides and then choose change background, and then if I change the color, that will change the color for all the slides that I've selected. So that's basically it. Thank you for your time.